As she stepped over the threshold of the Smiling Goat, she stood a minute to take it all in. All the little details, the peeling, off-green wallpaper, the dim, orange lights, the cloud of smoke that simply hung in the air, even though no one was smoking inside. In fact, no one was in the pub at all. No one except her and the bartender. Cowell smiled that knowing smirk of his as she approached the bar, her feet making muffled thumps against the dense carpet. The bar stool creaked a little, despite her slight frame, as she slid down on it. The two just waited for a moment as she ran her hand along the dark wood grain of the counter, as if slightly amazed by it. "Would you like a drink?" he asked finally, leaning forward so that they were at eye level. He stared at her over the rims of his spectacles, not unkindly. "You know," she met his gaze, "I think I would. London mule, please." "Acquiring new tastes, are we?" he asked, beginning to reach for the gin. She nodded. "I suppose I am." "Oh, but could you make it with Tattersall?" "You know as well as I do that we don't have the rights to that one." "Yeah, but it's your favorite." She stared at him, unblinking. "You keep a bottle under the bar for special occasions." Chuckling, he disappeared under the counter and came back up a second later with the requested gin. "Right as always," he said, and fixed her drink. She took a small, thoughtful sip and coughed as the bubbles from the ice filled her nose. "So, how do you like this place?" she asked after a minute. Cowell smiled. "It will do quite nicely, I think. Being a bartender is quite sexy, after all." "I like the suit vest and rolled-up sleeves. It's a nice touch. Make me look rather dashing, don't they?" "Rather," she nodded, smirking. But Cowell's smile fell a bit, and he tilted his head. "You seem a bit subdued today. Something weighing you down, love?" "You know me too well." She took another sip of her drink. "I just feel kind of stuck. I don't want to do this anymore. Getting out and seeing the world not going so well, It's a lot harder than I imagined." "Perhaps you're thinking about it too literally," he offered. "Maybe the world isn't the one you should be exploring." "I've been exploring different worlds for the last 5 years," she scoffed, shaking her head. "Look what that's gotten me. I want to live, Cowell." "I believe you've misunderstood." He shook a finger at her. "You're getting stuck in your thinking. There are a lot of other worlds out there, after all intermingled with each other. Maybe you just need to find a different layer." She frowned. "I don't think I follow." "It doesn't really matter." By this point, he had begun wiping a pint glass with a rag. Cowell had never been one to sit still. "Don't worry, love," he continued as he saw her expression fall. "It won't be like this forever, and at the end, well, you'll have a mighty fine story to tell about it." "Yeah, but who will I tell it to?" She swirled the ice in her glass. "That's something you'll just have to see for yourself." "I hope you're right," she sighed. "But how can you be so sure of it?" Infuriatingly, Cowell simply smirked and winked. "You know the answer to that just as well as I do." "Bastard." "Indeed I am." The smirk mutated until it became a full-on grin. "I don't know the details," he admitted, "but remember this. When presented with an opportunity, don't be afraid to take a chance." "In bed," she finished for him. "What are you, a fortune cookie?" "Only the best fortune cookie in existence." He straightened his tie. "I'm the only one who can tell your fortune in a smooth British accent." "Okay, that does make it better." She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. Cowell leaned down on the bar, head on a hand. "You will find him, you know. The one you've been looking for." "I sure hope so, Cowell." She made to stand. "I sure hope so. Thanks for the drink. And the company." "My door is always open." He bowed a little, to which she chuckled. "Oh, wait. Before I go," she paused at the door. "I have a question for you." "Fire away." "What's your name?" "Don't be daft. You just said it not 2 minutes ago." "No, your real name. The last time it was brought up, you said you'd forgotten it. But that was a lie, wasn't it?" He smiled. There was something a little deeper in it this time, a truth that he couldn't tell her. "Perhaps." "And you're not going to tell me what it is yet, are you?" "I don't need to. You'll know it soon enough. Very soon." Will I? She met his gaze. How will I tell? You won't. At least not right away. But you will. You're a really mysterious bastard, you know that? He chuckled. In what way? Of all the people I've met here, all the places I've seen and the stories I've been a part of, you're one of the only ones to seem so real. That's an odd way to put it. He glanced at her pointedly. We're all real. Of course you are, she said, and pushed open the heavy wooden door into the day that was beyond its threshold. I'll see you soon, she waved to him. He waved back. I have no doubt of that.